Hello, I'm Gwen Edwards, and welcome to another edition of Our Lives. We are getting down to the basics today and looking at the basic things we need as human beings. My next two guests could not be more basic. They're both moms and professional women, but they could not be more different. Mahru Ghashghaei is a native of Iran. She is a nurse and a woman of faith, the Muslim faith, who now lives in Stanford. And Dr. Susan Synder of Norwalk is an extraordinary educator who is of the Jewish faith. Together they tell Mahru's life story growing up in Iran. They are the co-authors of the book called 9 Rubies. Welcome to you, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alrighty, so what are the universal basic human elements that brought the two of you together?
So you start. Okay. So we, our moms, our two boys met when they were in 3rd grade, and because they played together, we met together, and we found that we had commonalities in our lives. We had common stories, but especially Mahru had stories inside of her that were locked, and by me collecting her story, I grew as a person. By her telling her stories, she was able to continue to grow as a person.
Wow, and the book 9 Rubies, Mahru, tell us the title. What is that all about? What does that mean?
The 9 Rubies, because when my father, that he was communist, he escaped to Russia from Iran. After he escaped to Russia, he left mom with 1 son who was the oldest and 3 girls. Mom was devastated. So after a short time, even only son passed away. So he left with 3 girls. She was depressed, but working very hard to stay strong and keep the things in place for her children. So when my beloved grandfather was in a deathbed, he gave 9 rubies to mom and said, if you stay strong and be patient and faithful, God will give you 9 boys through these 3 girls. So hold on these rubies and wait for those days. And that's why the book called 9 Rubies. So mom now has 9 grandsons.
9 grandsons, yes. 9 rubies.
9 rubies.
And what are some of the relationships that the two of you learned that were so common in both of your lives, even though you came from different parts of the world?
Well, one of them would be that you have to have friends. Another one would be that no matter where you live, there are hardships in your life and you need to overcome them. Another one would be that no matter where you live, there are prejudices, there are people who don't like other people, there are people who do like other people, and that's common. So even though this is Mahru's story, a lot of what is in this story is universal in character.
And so even living in Iran, you found that there were those who did not like you, even though you were Iranian. And then moving to this country, you found the same thing, just a different location, but the same story.
Yeah, I learned to reach out to the people and be friend with the people. Open your heart. Sister, we are like a sister. Because to be a sister, it's not the only blood, it comes from heart. Even though I don't see my sisters in Iran right now, I have a sister here that I love her to death. So friendship is the most important things in the life that makes life easy.
And Susan, some of the influences, positive and negative, that parents unknowingly pass on to their children.
So there's 2 pieces to that answer. One is Mahru's mother, and first the positive. Her love of music, her love of art, her valuing of education were so critical to Mahru in growing up, and how Mahru was able to be resilient, how she loves music, she loves art, something that's common to us. Also, she was not able to control a lot of things, and Mahru and her sisters saw a lot of things and had lots of experiences that her mom could not control. And so they had some hardships, and I think in the book you'll see that there are some very, very difficult times, very difficult things to read. For us as parents, Mahru and I had similar values for our son. for our sons. And so we were able to be comfortable. I was comfortable with her having Aaron when I couldn't be there, or when he was at their house. She felt the same way for us with Saul. And so those positive influences that we were able to do for our children, and then what they did for each other, because we had taught them to be resilient, to have self-efficacy. And so they started to do it for one another and continue to do that till today.
Well, we're out of time, but we thank you so much for sharing your story. The book is wonderful.
Thank you very much.
We recommend that you read it, 9 Rubies.
And please find someone to make a movie of it in digital world. We cannot just read the book.
All righty.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.